Fine. Now, if you look at this tabs here, if I go to file, you will get this file menu options. Okay. Here I can protect my workbook. That means protecting in the sense I can give password to my Excel file so that the third party or the third person do not open my file or modify my file without your knowing. Okay, so you can protect this as well. Fine, you can inspect, check for some errors or some changes which is done by some third person. You can disable some activities. You can allow only read option. Do not allow the user to modify your sheet and so on. Clear? Then we also have options like save as. Now by default, all your files will be saved in with the extension .xlsx. Okay, so if I want to save this file, if I click on this, you can see here, it will allow me to save it. Let us save here. So I can give a name to this file. The default name, I'll remove this. Let us see, this is my first session. So I'll give first session 2021. Okay. Secondly, if I want, I can change the folder from this option here. So you can look at for some, let us create another folder. Let us put it on the desktop right now. And I'll create a new folder here and name it as MBA 1 Rodash 2021. Okay, I double click this. Now I have given the name to this file. Now there's one more option which is very interesting. That is your save as type. By default, it will be saved as Excel workbook. And as I told you, the extension by default will be XLSX. Okay. If I click on this drop down, I get different formats which are available. Okay. So if I want, let us say if the file which you are saving, I'm using the latest version, let us say 2019 version. And I have to use this file later on some other PC, which is not having the latest version, which is having some old version, like say Excel 97. Okay. So you cannot save the file in the latest version and then again go and open in the older version and do the modification, because some features which you might have used in the latest version in your Excel file might not be available in the older version. So what you can do is you can save the file in the older version. So here we can see that we have this options here. So Excel 97 2003 workbook. So if I click on this, by default, the extension now will change. Instead of XLSX, the X will be dropped. And by default, I'll get XLS as the extension. Okay. You can also save this file. Most frequently, I think people save their file in CSV format. So this is my CSV format, which is nothing but comma separated values are there in my file. And CSV files can be opened in Notepad as well in text format. And you'll find that each value is actually separated by a comma. Okay. You can also make use of semicolon or space. It depends. But basically, it will find that it is separated by a comma. So you'll find that people are saving files either in the Excel format or even in CSV format. Okay, we won't see the other formats as of now. Okay, you can save it as XML, web page, and so many other formats. Even you can convert this into a PDF file. Even that is available, and it is more useful if I am sharing my file with some third party. Okay. So let us save this file. By default, I'll save it as the Excel workbook. I click on save. Okay. Now you can see this file has been saved, and whenever on top here, you'll find that there's a name given to this file. Now let us see some menu options which we have on the ribbon. This is my first tab, home tab, and these are my buttons which are available. Now, buttons can be of different types altogether. Now, one of the buttons, which is a simple button where, if you click on it, it'll just perform. Let us say I have typed here, say hello. Okay, I press enter. Okay, and now I want to copy this and paste it somewhere else, or cut it and paste it somewhere else. Okay, so here we have a button to cut. Okay, with a menu option. You can see I can also use the shortcut key Control X to cut it. If I click on it, you can see there's something happened here and it has been selected, and there's some, you can say, dotted lines which is moving around it. After cutting it, I can go anywhere else and just click on paste. This is my another button. Now there's a difference between these two buttons here. Now, if you look at this button carefully, there's no drop down button available next to it. Okay, whereas in case of paste, you can see it is a button along with a combination of a drop down. So this is known as your, you can say, simple drop down, not a simple drop down, but a split button, where we have a combination of a button and a drop down. Okay, so if I click on this paste, okay, the content will be pasted at the cell where I have focused on. But there's one more way. If I say click on copy, I copy this. Again, I come here. Now I click on paste, or let me click on this drop down. So I click on this drop down, I get multiple options which are available. So again, you can paste it. This is my simple paste. Okay. Now, if you have formulas, if you have some percentages, values, and so on, you can make use of all this. Right now, I'll just click on paste. You can see now there's a difference between cut, paste, and copy paste. In case of cut paste, what happened? The value which was there on the first cell, that is A1, it was deleted from that cell and it was copied on the new cell, that is my I1. Okay. Whereas if I click on copy, what happens? It copies the content, and wherever I want, I can paste it. I can paste it multiple times. So I click on this, it is getting pasted. I go here, I click on paste, and so on. Okay, so multiple location, I can go and paste my content. So copy paste is different, cut paste is different. Cut paste will remove the content from the initial location or the current location, and wherever I want to paste it, I can paste it or move it. Any doubts up to here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Fine. So yeah, I think you have understood there are two types of buttons here. One is a simple button. As soon as I click on it, some action occurs and it performs the operation. Now you'll find there's one more button or one more type of a button which is known as your toggle button. Okay. Now, for example, now I want to make this word as bold. Okay. So I have this button here. If I click on this, you can see the content or the text is now bold. But I realize that I have made a mistake here. I don't want this to be bold again. So if I want to unbold it, you have to click on the same button again. So here you can click on it and it becomes normal again. So this type of a button is nothing but your toggle button. Okay. So we saw a simple button, we saw a toggle button, we saw a simple, or you can say split button, where it was a combination of a simple button and a drop down. Now we also have a drop down button, okay, which you can say is, let us say this is available here, the font. Okay, let me increase the font size for this particular cell. So I click on this drop down, okay, and select a font size, say 24. So what happens? Only that cell which was highlighted or which was selected, for that cell, the font size will change. Whereas for the other cells, you can see the font size is still 11. Okay. But when I click on this cell here, the font size has changed to 24. So this is your simple drop down button. Okay. We also have a checkbox. Now for checkbox, I think we don't have a checkbox on this home tab. Let us go to the page layout. Yeah, fine. Here it is. Now these are your, you can see we have on this sheet, if you look at the sheet, you'll find the grid lines. Okay. Now suppose I do not want the grid lines to be there. So under grids, I just click on this and you can see my sheet has become a plain white sheet without any lines in it. Okay. Now this is your checkbox. Okay. Okay, so I can click it back. I'll get the grid lines again. One more thing. If I suppose look at the print preview of this particular sheet, let us go to file. Okay, and I go on print. Here you can see this is my print preview. Fine. Here the grids are not visible. Okay, the grids are not visible. The grids are visible only here. Now, what if I wanted to, get this into a row and a column? I want the borders for the cells. Okay, so what you can do is you can just select all the cells where you want to put the lines. Okay, the grid, proper grid. Go to home. Okay, now there's one more drop down here. You can see this one under the font. Okay, and we have all the different types of borders which can be applied to the selected cells. Okay, now either I can go for bottom border, top border, and so on. I'll prefer going for this all borders. As soon as I do this, you can see this now. Now when I give, say I go to page layout, and I can go to print preview as well if you want, or you can also go to the setup here. I'll prefer going here and clicking on print, and now you can see this has been given a border. So borders are not going to appear just because the grid view is on. You have to actually put the border for each cell as per your requirement. Okay, coming back, if I do not want the borders now, I can again select this, okay, and remove the borders from here. Or there's one more good option which I have, which is available under your quick access toolbar. Okay, your quick access toolbar is nothing but this one which is above here. You can see this line where my cursor is moving, which is having save. We have this option, undo option, and redo option. Okay, so if I click on this undo borders, you can see the borders have gone. Okay, so as of now, by default, for your quick access toolbar, only undo and redo are available. Fine, and save is available. If suppose you feel that there are some commands which you are using frequently and you want it to be there available on your quick access toolbar, what you can do is you can click on this drop down button which is available for customizing your quick access toolbar. So when you click on this, you'll find there are some menu options or some commands which you can use it. So let me select one of them. Let us select print preview and print. So I can select this one. As soon as you do this, you can see this, there's one icon which got added. This is my quick reference. Now when I click on this, you'll get the print preview. And if I want to print this, I can click on this print button and it will get printed on the printer which I've selected here. Okay, now we'll come to how to print and how to reduce your margins, how to change the layout of your page and everything later on. Okay, I hope you are with me till here. I want
Yes,
the confirmation, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
Fine. Now, it is not necessary that you always make use of the mouse and you go and click on a particular tab and then make use of that particular command from your you also have your keyboard which you can use. So there are some shortcuts which are available through the keyboard. So if you want to remember or you want to do the work faster, you should know the shortcuts as well. So in some lecture, I'll give you a chart where all the shortcuts will be mentioned on the chart, which you can, put it somewhere in your, it might be in your bedroom or your study room, where you can just go through it and you'll remember it as and when you're requiring it. Fine. Just for an example, if suppose I said I want to make something bold or italics, I can press Ctrl B and make it bold. Ctrl B again, it becomes normal again. Okay, if I want to make it underline or italics, Control I, Control U. Okay, so there are many commands like this, shortcuts, which are available, which you can make use of using your keyboard as well. Okay. You can also make use of, the Alt key. If suppose you want to access this particular menu option without using your, you can say your mouse, you can press the Alt button. So if suppose you are here and you click on Alt, now I'm pressing the Alt button. As soon as I do this, you can see there are some characters which are getting highlighted here. You can see this F, H, N. Now, let us say if I want to select N, so I press N again, you can see what is happening. It is changing my tab, So the insert tab got selected, and under the insert tab, there are again some characters which are getting highlighted here. So there are R here, then this P here, then F, and so on. Now, if suppose I want to insert a table, okay. Now under table, you can see there are T here. So if I press the button T, what will happen? I'll get the dialog window. Now this is my create table dialog window. Okay. And it will ask me to select the range of cell, which I would like to convert it into a table. Now let us say I want to convert this 4 columns and 10 rows into a table. Okay, so I can select this. I can click on my table has headers. So I click on this and click OK. Okay, so you can see now, let me delete this hello and this one as well. Fine. Now you can see this, what happens? This selected cell are now converted into a table. Okay, and it has some headers and it has some filters. Now these are your filters, your drop downs. Okay. Now wherever I did not had a column heading, it gave me a default column heading, column 1, column 2, and column 3. Whereas in A1, I had typed something which was hello. So I'll change that now. Let us say I'll change it to SRNO. So serial number. So I'll say SNO. Okay. I'll type, let's say name here, or let us say roll number, name, and I'll put your age. Okay, so I have one more thing I'll do is I'll select the whole row and convert the font size to say 12. Okay, this looks better. I can increase this column width from here. Okay, guys, one more thing. If suppose the meeting gets over after 4 minutes, I want you all to rejoin again. Okay. Please rejoin again because I'll be taking the attendance. After you rejoin, I'll tell you how to give the attendance. I'll be taking it online.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
Fine. So coming to this table back again. Now you can see this now. I can, let me delete this. This becomes my proper table. And one more thing you'll notice here is, as soon as I go to the table, I click in this table, you'll find that there's a new tab which gets added, which is a design tab. When I'm outside this, I get only the tab up to view. Okay, so this is the last tab here. When I'm inside this table, I get another tab. Now this is the tab which I was talking about, which is known as your contextual tab. Okay, which comes depending on the tool which I'm using, or if suppose I'm inserting a chart or something like table here, or might be a pivot table or pivot chart, or some, let us say slicer or something like that, or conditional formatting. For all that, you require some additional tools or some additional commands which are available under this new tab which gets added. So if I click on this, you'll find that there are some related functions or commands which are available, which can be applied to this particular table. Okay. Now, by default, you can see this name of my table has changed to table 1. So if I want, I can just change it to say MBA. So this is my new name. I press enter. So whenever I want to refer to this table, I can make use of this name called MBA. Clear? Now, these are my different styles which are available. You just click on this and you can experiment this. We'll come back to tables again when we actually do how to handle the table filters and sorting and all that stuff. So we'll come back to this tables once again. Okay. This was just to show you how, if you insert something or you convert something into a table, how you can say the tab changes. Okay, coming back. Now, one more thing, if you look at the last option after the view, it says that, tell me what do you want? Now, this won't be available in older versions of Excel. It is only available in the new Excel version. Okay, so those who have older versions might not see this option there. Okay, and it is a very useful option. Let me tell you. For this, you need not remember all the commands. If suppose I've been told to make or insert a table or make something bold. Let us say I have something here. Let me type something. So I'll give you or here something. I'll just put my name here. Say Vinod. Okay, and I want to make it bold, and I forget how to make it bold. What I can do here is I can click on this cell here and just click on bold, and you can see this, it gives me the command. I click on this, and the cell which I was in or where the focus was has now converted to bold now. So it is that easy. If I say underline, so I have to just type some words and I'll get the help. So you can see this underline. So I click on this and I get it underlined. Okay, let us say I want to do some formatting or conditional formatting. So I can say, so you can see conditional, and you can see this option available now. And I can go to that formatting and I can create my new rule or something like that. And you can go ahead with the things which you want. So if you're not able to, find some option which you want to do or which you want to practice, you can easily go to this, tell me what you want to do, and type in simple words, and it will give you the help, which will be which will help me to perform that particular operation. Okay. So this is one beautiful feature of the latest version of Excel. Okay, guys, there's I think less than 1 minute left. I'm stopping the share, and I want you all to rejoin again. Okay, I'll stop the share and stop the meeting as well.